The single leg glute bridge is a phenomenal movement for improving your glute awareness, your glute strength, and also checking imbalances side to side as well. We're going to go through what the movement should look like, how it should feel, then also some wiggle points to make it even better. And if you really struggle to do it, we'll give you some regressions at the end of the video too. The setup for the single leg glute bridge, we start off with both feet down first and we extend the hips up, squeezing the glutes at the top of the movement. So the hips should be fully open at the front here and we shouldn't be overextending the lower back. If Jenny goes up too high, we kind of lost the glutes there. So we're keeping down nice neutral position, glutes squeezed. Then from there, she lifts one leg up. We can have the knee bent or the leg out straight. There's benefits to both. I like to mix it up from time to time. From here, the glute that's working is the one that the foot is still on the ground with. Jenny focuses on squeezing the glute from the bottom position and her glute extends the hip. She doesn't just lift her hip and squeeze her bum at the top position. So the glute should be working the whole time to lift the leg. It's an anti-rotational movement as well. So if you find whenever you're doing your setup that whenever you take the leg away, that your hips drop down to the side, that's something to really start to work on. What you can do there is press your hands into the ground and that's going to help you to get more core activation as you do the movement. Aim for a solid 10 reps on each side and take note if one side starts to fatigue a lot faster than the other. That's something you want to do some more reps on and build on that over time until things feel even. For wiggle points for this movement, you can start to mess around with the foot placement so we can go a little wider out away from the body and feel what it's like to go out there. We can go more in line with the center of the body and feel what that's like. We can also go with the foot in closer to the body. And then we can go with the foot out further away from the body and just start to feel all those little different angles and stuff as you do that. Another way you can play with this too, even with those different foot placements, is to try and send your hips off in different directions. So your hip socket is able to move in all these different ways. So it's good to kind of get the muscles used to being able to move in different positions as well. Once you've got the hang of the movement with the hands down, you can start to work on actually taking the hands up, and that makes that anti-rotational core element a little bit more challenging. So if you've nothing to press into, you've really got to fight with your core in order to keep the hips more stable. Another nice variation is to work on the end position of marches with the hips staying extended the whole time. So we're working on transferring the weight side to side. It's a really, really nice drill. And a final little play for a bit of fun is little hops. So you pick a leg to be on and you actually work on hopping in the position, landing nice and soft, trying again not to overextend the back and trying to get those glutes to work. Go until you feel a good burn with this one and then swap sides. Absolutely lovely movement. If you really struggle with the single leg glute bridge, how to regress is firstly focus just on the top position, so isometric hold. Try and just hold the top position, squeezing the glute as much as you can. If you're really struggling to feel your glutes, you can work on poking the glutes and try and bring awareness to them that way. You can leave your other leg on the ground as a support, so the weight is taken out of that leg and you can focus on just holding yourself up on the one side. You can keep that leg extended and work on reps, lightly pushing through the other side as a small assistance. You can also work on both feet being down, but you're mainly focused on squeezing one side at a time. So yes, both feet are down, but you are only focusing on the one side. Another way to regress the movement is to elevate your shoulders on your sofa, and by changing the angle, this can help to make the movement easier. Still working on getting the hips fully extended, and you can still use a mix of those other versions as well, even having the foot down on the other side and the poking the glutes. If you're really struggling with your glute awareness, one of the very first things you can start to work on throughout the day is just standing glute squeezes. So try this with me now. Squeeze both glutes together at the same time. Now just try and squeeze the left one by itself, and then just try and squeeze the right one by itself. Start getting the hang of that and you'll start to get that sensation of what should be happening during the reps. The single leg glute bridge is great for warm-ups, especially on leg day. It gets both sides working individually, and 10 really good slow glute bridges with a good solid squeeze the whole time trying to keep the contraction is what you're after. Make sure to play around with the wiggle points to get the most out of the movement. You can always feel things a little bit better. They are great if you have back, glute or hip pain. You can do them on your rest days, or you can do them in mobility routines. You can even do them before you get out of bed while you're still under the duvet. You can have a couple of reps before you even get up. What's better about that? I mean, what's better than that?